I am live and I'm checking out Tabletop Simulator. It is really good because it allows you to um, import packs like these. You can see here that I've already imported these things, and you can play games that are no longer easy to purchase or, you know, things that are out of creation or you can't easily find a group of people to play with. You can go online and play literally anything you want as long as you have the assets. This provides the stage to be able to do that. So as you can see here, Dungeon Dice Monsters, Duke Devlin is the character in the anime and manga that has this competing series with the card game where you use dice. There are also cards involved, but they're completely different. The whole idea is that you're supposed to be using dice. Um, there's a Game Boy version of this, and they did make a physical version, but because of its obscurity, very few people actually got into it and started playing it. Um, so this is a pretty cool format for you to be able to do those kind of things. So we'll like this, stuff like that, and it works with VR. And you can have multiple people if you wanted to. So I think that it's worth getting familiar with this application, and there may be a point where it's worth playing a few games that are no longer widely played. I think I saw tournaments for a couple of these games whenever I downloaded these packs. It's been a long time since I downloaded them, a couple months now. Um, let's see here. State allows you to transform it into different things. Uh, so now you have some skull. It allows you to get really up there on the models and see everything that's going on, you know. There's no real limitations to this except for your own skill at handling the camera. Um, that's fantastic. So let's do one more. Firewing Pegasus. Another awesome thing about card games and board games is people with disabilities could reasonably play this game, right? Uh, Also, I must mention, pretty sure it's over here that I saw it. So I did check this out last night for a moment. Yes, there we go. There's supposed to be a game board. Uh, and then the objective is you roll dice and it lets you select pathing layouts, right? Like this. So you set the die down and then it unfolds, is the idea. The die unfolds, and then that creates a 2D map that these characters can walk across. And it has to start touching your character down here, Monster Lord, and then you build a path across here to their Monster Lord and send your units across and deal damage. But you're supposed to somehow place these down, which I suppose this is what this is, right? So that's how that would work. So like your thing would spawn in right there, right? And then he would go and he would make his, and then he would maybe put like someone's skull over there. And then they can fight each other, and there's dice rolling involved. And whenever they do fights, as well as statting and a stat priority. Uh, so or like, kind of a triangle, almost like Pokemon typing or Fire Emblem. See over here, it's just spawning. How to control this. This is the weakness and defense. You get a little bit of extra depending on if you're weak or strong against a certain typing. So that's the whole idea of that game. It's kind of simple whenever you think about it. You just create these sort of mazes that these characters go across and fight each other and then try to get their heart points. Once you take all three of them, you win the game, and that's all there really is. So, my favorite thing about this game is the capacity to do this. You can just flip the table. So, I'm going to flip the table. There it goes. That's like a felony in the card game world. If you went to a tournament and flipped the table, you're like banned for life. And like they would prefer that you rot to death in prison. Uh Go try flipping the table at a regional. Let's see what that gets you. All right. What did we check out next? World of Warcraft TCG or Naruto CCG? Let's go WoW TCG first. So the Warcraft TCG stopped being officially supported, and you might be thinking Hearthstone, but it's completely different from Hearthstone. There's no there aside from a few artworks, there is basically no overlay. Uh, I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. In order to 60-man deck. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool game. You get equipment and you have like a main hero. Um, I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Flip. There we go. Let's see a few of these cards. So you can see more or less what's going on. And there's no real reason for them to have killed this game because it was actually relatively successful. But unfortunately they did. And whenever I first found out about Hearthstone, I thought that this is what they meant. They were going to port this to a video game, but that is not at all what they did. This is a fun game in its own right, and I think that with the popularity of Hearthstone, there could be a universe where this could also have an audience, right? Um, cool. So it gets very complicated. There are like raids and stuff like this. So there's both PvE and PvP, kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, is my understanding. Uh, or no. There's definitely just your normal card game stuff, but it looks like it's set up for many different players. I'm not entirely sure. I've never really actually played the game. I bought like one starter deck and it looked really cool. Me and my friend said we were going to play it and we tried, I think, like once or twice, and then that was like it. We just kind of didn't really like there were no tournaments or anything, and we like I think we tried like when we immediately bought it, and then maybe like once or twice after. It was a pretty popular game. It was a pretty cool game, but we're gonna flip the table. Yes, sir. All right. So the Naruto game is I played this for a little bit. It says CCG, but it's more of like a TCG. Let's see what kind of cards are here. What's going on? Objects, components, cards. About that. I don't think that's anything to do with. This is absolutely nothing. It's like I just won a game of solitaire in hell. All right, what's over here? These are sets, I think. Yes. All right, yeah, these are the cards I was expecting. Neji. See, this is a really cool game. You get to make squads of 3. So you see their statings here, and then that's their healthy stat, and that's their injured stat, and they have effects based on that. So if you have this in the front, and then you have these supporting characters, depending on how the combat goes, you could have like your supporting character get injured, your lead one dies, something like that. Like it's very cool. And then you get jutsu cards to affect combat. Based off all the characters. I played this whenever it was relatively new for a couple of sets. But there weren't very many people around that wanted to play, so I kind of quit playing relatively quickly. Path of the Hokage. So way to select every card here. Before, I think I fanned. Is there a way to fan? Spread. There we go. That's what's up. Okay. Ooh, this is like the most broken card in the game. No joke. We don't need. We don't need all these other cards. What's going on? It's physics. Well, what? uh Crazy. All right. Here we go. Let's try one more time. Spread. A lot of them fell off the table into oblivion. All right. Nope, not there. 0. 5. The curse is one of those now. A Path of Hokage that like deposit it in this bag. I think that's it right there. Spread. Oh. I think each card only appeared once in the list. But yeah, that one is really OP. I think it takes one of your opponent's ninjas and puts it on the top of their deck or into their hand. You can spend it in combat. It's like sealing the demon in Naruto is basically the scene on the card. So what was it again? It was rotate scale. That's not a deck of cards. Oh, no. Cool. Yeah, a lot of these are recognizable. This right here, this early settlement Katashi Hakataki, Kakashi Hataki, Hatake, Hatake. What do you say? Um, when this ninja's team wins a victory or an outstanding victory, it gains one battle reward. When it's defeated or completely defeated, your opponent gets one battle reward. So basically, in addition to like winning, uh, like you get extra rewards, which is how you win. That's kind of like Pokemon. Once you get all the rewards, I think you at the start of the game you take like 6 or so off the top of your deck, maybe 8, and uh, once you like lose a battle, your opponent gets a battle reward. Once your opponent gets all their battle rewards, they win. So yeah, and that used to be a very, very, very sought after card. This one is too. Analysis of competence. I'm pretty sure this is the one that was when ninjas battle against your teams of only again and ninja gets plus. Which includes judgment. Yeah, because there's ranking, and usually based off your ranking determines when you can play it, what the cost is. I don't remember exactly how the resource system works. It's been a while since I've played this. Yeah. So it's fun. And it looks like it went on for quite a while. There's no way they're still making it. It just froze. No. It could be the end of it. I was gonna flip it. Could just crash because I put way too many assets on the screen. All right, all ninjas / clients. That's a lot. If that's like that's like hundreds of cards. That's why it's lagging. I can't even handle it. Not after I put all this other stuff out here. Yeah, I'm just gonna flip it instead. It's loading, it says. Yeah. All right, guys, that is what this simulator is all about. Flipping tables, just throwing random assets around like it means nothing. Really cool. You could get a group of people together and have any card game you want, any board game you want, really high quality assets, and not much else to say about it. In the future, I could see myself join a community and play one of these games. I don't know, though. It's not necessarily the top of my list. I just think it's really cool that it exists at all. One day, maybe. We'll see. Maybe it'll always just be some novelty that I never really engage, but could happen that way. Peace out.